Hello everyone, my name is Jesse Guzman and welcome to another short and sweet video. In this short and sweet video, we are going to cover the personal information removal tool. And this tool is a newer tool that was brought on by NetSuite. And really what it helps with is the GDPR compliance and CCPA compliance if you are in California, which is new regulation, not necessarily new, tightened regulation that gives consumers more control over how their data is used and whether or not you can keep it in your environment. So as you know, with ERP, it's important to have information on order history and tie that back to a customer. But let's say the customer no longer wants their information to be out there. You can keep the customer record, but hide all their information from any user, including in the system notes. So we'll go through quickly, show you one quick example of how that will look and how to turn it on. So first things first, we must turn it on. So we'll go to Setup, Company, Enable Features, give that a second to load up, and it's going to be under Suite Cloud. Go down here under the Suite Builder. It is Remove Personal Information. You'll have to click on that and save. If you haven't accepted the Suite Cloud Terms of Service, it may ask you to do that as well. Okay, so now we've enabled the feature, and now what you'll see is if you go to List, Mass Update, there is a Remove Personal Information option. So we'll go ahead and click on that. Now, the way this works is you actually create a request that must be approved. Now, I'm logged in as an administrator. One of the things that I won't necessarily cover here is whoever is given access to this must actually have the permission on their user role. There is a personal information removal request and a removal approval. So this may be the same person in your organization, or if you want to separate that, meaning that it's one person that creates the request and another that approves it, you can do that as well through permissions. Now, what I've got here on another tab is a particular customer here, just as a sample, Alan Garcia from SeatGeek. And you see we've got his email, we've got his phone number, we've got his address, obviously we've got his name, all that. So what we're going to do here is we are going to create a new request. We're going to look at a customer record. As those pull up, one of the things I want to show you is this list here. This is what will show up on the different types of fields if we remove them. So any text field will say PI_removed, phone numbers will have all zeros, the email will have PI_removed at example.com, same thing with the website, example.com, and then the date fields will just reset to 1/1/1900. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in Alan. We've got Alan here, so I'm going to go ahead and select him. When you do this selection, you can do multiples, or you can do one. You can do different things in this first column. This second column is where you select what you want to remove. So let's go ahead and say we want to remove, pick a few things here. We want to remove his default address, his email, let's say the customer ID, the external ID, the name, home, phone, last name, picking a few different things here just so that we see what will come off. Okay. All right. And you also have the ability to do this on workflows. Right. So we're not going to go into that, but we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and save this. When we save it, what will happen is a request is created. You see the status is now under a created status. And you have a few options here. You can make a copy of it. You can edit. You can trash it, delete it, or you can approve it. Now I can see these because I have the permissions to do it. Remember, if you do not, you may have to just go through the user roles and enable the permissions. There's a great Suite Answers article that will help you do that. I'm going to go ahead and click Approve. It says we're going to lose data permanently. That is one of the features of this. It's a pro and a con, but we're going to go ahead and yes and proceed. Now, this process is much like many of the other mass update processes in NetSuite. So you see it's in a pending status. I'm going to give it a quick refresh just to see where we are. This should be fairly quick. Still pending there. Okay, so that took about 20 seconds there. Obviously, this is a test environment, but if you were in your environment, it will depend on how heavy, how many different processes you may have running. But this can run in the background. And at this point, we're done. What I'm going to show you here is I've got the Alan Garcia customer record, and I'm going to refresh it. And this is what we see. We see the customer ID has been removed, the name has been removed, the email has been removed, the phone number has been removed. This address field has not been removed, but if we go into the address field here, it will also remove if you select the right fields there. But in this case, the other thing that I would like to show you, while this one does not have it, let's go ahead and edit. I want to change this to a basic customer form so that we can see the system notes. This one has it disabled. So let's just go to a regular customer form. Go ahead, save it. Now, the good thing about this is you wouldn't lose any history on the customer record, but you obviously would lose all the information pertaining to them. And what I'd like to show you on system information, if you go down to system notes, it will also remove the information from system notes. So there is no way around it. This concludes the personal information removal tool. This is a great tool that can be used to meet your CCPA and GDPR compliance. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.